Welcome back to Arty Noobs with Channel Disturbance. We have a rather interesting video here today, but unfortunately it's not in favour of Arty. In fact, it's bad behaviour by Arty. What we've got here is a P.44 Pantera, the Tier 8 Italian medium, the non-premium one, and it's being driven by Colonel Coyote. Now, he's going to get trolled by an Arty, and that Arty is only a couple of tanks away from him. Game started. Well, as you can see, that FB207, who's the culprit in this video, he's backing away to a firing position, and Colonel Coyote is moving off towards the west part of the map. This is steps. I don't think I mentioned that. And well, it's a tier 9 game, so he's middle tier on 357, and he's got the auto reloader with 3 shells in the magazine, 90mm gun, 240 Alpha. It's a decent gun and a decent tank, but it's got absolutely dreadful armour, and that's going to play a part in this game, because Colonel Coyote doesn't fare so well during the initial stages of this game, but he could have had an effect which would have meant that his team might have survived. Okay. Centurion 7-1, he's right at the end here, and this position's actually quite good for tanks that are at the other end of the road. He spotted a KV5. Now, tries to get a couple of rounds into him, doesn't get the first one in. Oh, tracks him on the second, but has to pull back because he's in the auto reloading, and he would have been an easy target for the KV5's gun. Now, if you know, the KV5's got that 107mm gun, the same one that you'll find on several other Soviet tanks, which is quite penetrating and, well, reasonably fast firing. Well, that Centurion 7-1 just took a bit of damage from the Skoda T50. And now Colonel Coyote is fully reloaded, but he doesn't want to pop up yet because he knows full well that if he does, he's more likely going to get hit. You want that Centurion to get a shot, and oh, now over to the left we can see the KV5 just bounce one on us into the tracks, but that Pantera there, his opposite number, just put a couple of rounds into him, and now the KV5's done the same. So he had 3 rounds there from the Pantera and 1 from the KV5, and just look at the damage on the front of his vehicle. He's lost most of his hit points. Unfortunately, this position isn't so great if the enemy is over on the far left side, yeah, because they can side scrape on you and put shells in, and that KV5 has now taken him down to just 3 hit points. Now, he did get a non-penetrating hit there from the P.44, and that's given him a Spartan medal. However, he does need to survive the battle in order to get that Spartan medal. So he's popping up now. Can he get another shot in? Very dangerous. He's got teammates there now. The 103 and the VK should be able to do some damage. Oh, got around into the P.44. And he's promptly killed, so that's useful. Now, can he get a shot into that KV5? Well, tries to get one in, but it didn't penetrate the armour. The KV5's killed. But we did lose the M103. In fact, our tanks over there have actually suffered some damage. Tiger 88, the premium version, gets 2 rounds into him, but he's now in full reload. As he's using the auto reloader feature, it really does help to increase your fire rate, your DPM, to only fire the minimum of 2 rounds and leave 1 shell in the magazine. Otherwise, the reload rate goes up tremendously, or the reload time goes up. Puts 1 into the Tiger, fires the second one in, but now unfortunately he's on full reload. Got the first one into the magazine. He's fixed his driver now. You can see with all those shells going into the front of the vehicle, obviously it lost the driver fairly quickly, but from this position you didn't really need the driver just going up this slope all the time. This position's quite good if you are shooting directly north like he's doing at the moment, because you can duck back behind the rock. But if the enemy's over to the left, oh, nice one there into the SU-101. Can you get another one into him? Oh, yes, he does. So you see, even with 3 hit points, he's still getting shots on the enemy. And another one takes out the SU-101. So he's got a kill when he's only on 3 hit points. So again, as I say, he's being effective. Now, the Skoda T50 and the BK100-01P are proceeding north, but there's still a 2-tank difference between his team and that of the enemy. He's decided to swap sides, and that's quite a good decision as well, because you can probably get better shots on the enemy as they're approaching from the east. You see over here, it's that ST1 over there, but he's just out of range at the moment. I think he's also behind a rock. And a standard beat now gets shots on him. There's the ST1. So he is doing damage. And this is when the trouble arrives. Yes, now this is why we're doing this video. Bad behavior by Admiral Upright. Well, he's not so upright. He's actually a bit of a pest, because this is not the sort of behavior you expect from an Arty. They're now 4 tanks down on the enemy, and Admiral Upright is pushing Colonel Coyote off that cliff. And with only 3 hit points, that's the inevitable thing that will happen. He's been wiped out, he's been trolled and team killed by the FB207 for absolutely no reason whatsoever. He was still taking part in the battle. And for Admiral Upright to do that, well, that's despicable. And that's going to cost them all the game, because there's only 3 left in the team now. The 2 in the north are facing a Progetto and a Scorpion G. And the Scorpion G is one of the few vehicles that can actually penetrate that VK reliably. And as a consequence of being team killed, he can't provide any fire support at all for them. He might have been able to get shots on that ST1 from here. But now that he's been killed, he can't. And the VK has now been wiped out by the Scorpion G. It's now 3 against 1 on the Skoda. And there's another Skoda coming in from the east. And he's going after the FB207. And so where's that standard B? Just taking him out. So, game over. And that game ended in a loss because of the bad behavior by the FB207. So, unfortunately, this is the end of battle results. He didn't get that Spartan medal because he was team killed, because he was dead at the end of the battle. And he was also limited in the amount of damage he could do by the team kill. But it did put him quite a way up the table, and he did get quite a lot. Even so, 1,532 hit points and 376 XP. And we can see on detailed reports that even though his game ended prematurely, he still made a profit, and he still got some XP back. But yeah, I think really the thing is that if you get a player like Admiral Upright, who's really being a bit of an idiot, because he actually shoved Colonel Coyote off the cliff, and Colonel Coyote fell to his death, he didn't get any points against him. It didn't record on the friendly fire system. So I think that's a fault with the friendly fire system, because if you do shove somebody off a cliff deliberately, you should have that recorded against you, but the system doesn't pick it up. And in that case, what Admiral Upright did led to the destruction or the final defeat of the team. So this is a name and shame on Admiral Upright. If you're out there and you see this video, shame on you. And I don't think many other players will be happy platooning with you in future, because they know you're a team killer. So there you go. If you team kill, you can expect people to notice it, and it will have consequences. So thanks for watching.